Alright, I thought I'd do an update on the tracked vehicle. It's taken me, I don't know, we've been on this for a year and a half. Everything seems to be more specialized than you would think, and more of a pain in the butt to get things right on it. I ran into problems all over, but the truck now has the drivetrain on it's been restored, so everything's brand new that way. The next thing to do on it is throw a new top on it, new carpet kit in it, and a new paint job. And I haven't decided what I'm going to do there. If I'm just going to reshoot it the same teal green, or if I'm going to put it into camo. At any rate, on the tracks, the camoplast, I had to have hubs made, and I copied the gentleman out of Canada. I can't remember his name, but if you YouTube Geo or Suzuki tracked vehicle, he's got a red and white one that he chose with his snow groomer with. But you can see we had to widen with spacers and hubs, like 5.5 inches or 6 inches, or 12 inches wider on the tracks, and the wheels would be on it. And it works perfect. Everything's got good clearance. I haven't put a lift kit on this. They tell you when you do this you need to put a 3-inch kit, but I will tell you I'll probably put the 3-inch kit in just because it just bolts into the rubber grommets on the chassis, just to get a little better stance. But I've got plenty of clearance, and what I did is I came into the bumper here and I actually just razor knifed it out. I should put a little paint on that or glue that. All these bumpers are so crappy. But as we finish it up, get some of this detail work so it looks clean. But I just cut this bumper out, and normally it comes down to, it actually comes down farther than this. It comes down to, well, this is incorporated in it, so the bumper normally comes down into like this zone. And I just cut it up and cleaned it up. I don't plan on taking this tracker off the tracks, so I'm not too worried about that. But you can see how you get like out here to the this brake caliper and stuff, and get just the right amount of clearance. And the guys at the machine shop that made those hubs for me did a spectacular job. And they're really expensive, but worth it. And back here I'm running an air shock, and that's given, so I'm able to lift the truck up an extra few inches to get the clearance here, and I don't need a lift kit back here. So for a $50 setup in row shocks, it stiffens the ride right up. I'll tell you that much. But when you put tracks on a vehicle, your ride goes away anyhow. One of the next things we're going to do here is we're going to cut some kind of rubber out that lays in here as high as the tread. I'm actually going to drill it and bolt it and countersink it into the tread so it's smoother. So when you jump onto the asphalt, you don't get your eye teeth vibrated out under about 5 miles an hour. It's really rough, and as the faster you go, obviously the smoother it gets. But when you're at, what is it, a 3-to-1 ratio or something change on the speed, you know, at 5 miles an hour, you know, your speedometer says 15 or something. But yeah, and then the rest of this, let me see. Oh, and then on the back, I'm gonna have, I just still have to, I gotta change this tailpipe here, but I'm gonna just move it over, and just so it's not, I don't know if you can see that because I got the light behind me on the camera, but it doesn't touch it, but it's just a little over the track. So imagine if you backed up over a log or something, if you're off the trail, it would hit, and I don't want that to happen. Again, we'll put limiting chains on it so they can only travel so far. I just put the air shock fitting there, and you can see how I cut the bumper out here, and all the way over to here, because if not, it didn't touch, but it was really close. And that, and then we've got the navigation system in it, so, which is a really cool one. I bought it out of China. It's one those cheap ones. But that pops up, they let you put some logos in there, so we've got the Suzuki logo that pops up. Then we're running some HIDs. Those are bright for off-road use. And I think we're probably going to switch over or add some of these that I've got on the hovercraft for the LEDs, because those are as bright as the HIDs, but way more durable. And the truth is, I think the price of those LEDs has dropped down to less money than buying HIDs when you're buying off-road lights. What else is there? Yeah, basically, it's just, we're getting close to, I'm going to paint it very last, and I got a brand new top inside there to put on it still, but I'll just wait till the last minute to put that on. And a hot day, because they never seem to fit right. We get them hot and stretched out. But that's the update on the track vehicle, and if you're building one, the wheels. These bogey wheels. We're going to build new bogey wheels. When you press bearings into these plastic wheels, it seems to shave a little material off, so then the wheel gets loose and tries to come off. Well, in all honesty, it's just a terrible design. So I found some aluminum, just like big heavy shopping cart wheels, like if you were at a bulk place, not like at a grocery store. Some big 2-inch wide aluminum cast wheels that are have a polyurethane dipped rubber polyurethane wheel onto them. They look like big 2-inch wide flat skateboard wheels, and I'm going to order those up, and I'm going to make new shafts that slide through these shafts. That's a different bearing size, and I'm going to try those and get those out, and then if those work good, I'm going to find something to put on these front bogies and spread the load out even farther, because I think it'll add about take 3 times the PSI load off these bearings, being a whole bunch wider. And apparently you don't want to be out here where it cups up. I don't know if you can see that, but it's actually designed to cup up so it ejects the snow somehow, because it's flexing, and it holds it on for the tracking, apparently for the track not to come off out of alignment. But the knobs on here on both sides are pretty incredible, so I can't believe that. And they say you can be as loose as, you got to be about the top track on here should slide back and forth, which, well, this one needs to be loosened up again, because it's, I wonder why, maybe the sun came out on it. It was set just perfect last night, but it was colder out. I'll have to look into that. Anyhow, they say that this can be about a 1/4 inch loose before it starts to have a problem. So you can lift up the track a 1/4 inch up and down. And then a lot of people say that you just grab it, if you can slide it back and forth with your hands with a good tug, that's good too. But you know, any tension that you put on the track to tighten it, running the bogey out, you know, pulls on those wheels with those bearings, and I don't think you want to pull on them at all. They've got just it's like having a single front wheel bearing out of a Geo Metro in it for a rear wheel, and we already know how often those go out. Yeah, and I hope you can see good in this video, because I got a ton of sun reflecting off of the screen. But that's pretty much it, and now I got a new set of Michelins. A brand new Michelin on the back. I guess I could take the spare off. That's funny. And yeah, hopefully we're going to be able to get it so we can run it in the what I'm trying to do is get it set up so you can run it on the asphalt. They call them 4 seasons, but they really want you, like in the summertime, to run in mud. They're trying to use water as lubricant. They're just not and again, you can get away with a lot when you put them on a little tiny quad. You know, we've upped the weight here by 1,000 pounds, so I'm really hoping to get that back by changing the bogey wheels and then some. And in fact, I ran the math on it. It looks to me like if I get these bogey wheels to work right that I'm going to put on it, should be able to put it on like a half-ton Chevy Ford, you know, maybe a two-door Jeep, not a four-door Jeep, you know, type of a deal. Or, you know, the Subaru, you know, maybe a Nissan, you know, Pathfinder or 4Runner, but at least a pickup truck. I'm not sure how much those ones weigh. But that's the idea. And then we get all this stuff programmed up in the CNC and it works and stuff. Maybe I'll offer it out as a kit. It's an expensive project. None of this stuff has been cheap, and custom stuff can just kill you. But it's God, it should be fun. I've only driven around town one time now, and it just vibrates like hell. Need some snow, and I don't have any grass around here to drive it on. I need to load it up on the trailer and take it up and find a field so I can run it. I gotta mount a couple GoPro cameras underneath it so I can see what's happening with the suspension and stuff, because I'm still, besides, I just don't want the track to run into the body. But when I put the 3-inch lift kit on it, then I just want to take a look and see that everything's working good. So we've got some mounts to put some cameras underneath it. But I need a place that's smooth to drive it on, that those tracks can sink down into. Because the road, I had the camera underneath there, and the road just makes the camera just turn to jello. Cool. I don't want to make this thing too long. Looks like we're 10 minutes into it. But if you're working on one of these things, you have any questions, holler at me. And in fact, I think that if you were going to start from scratch, well, I don't know. I think you still got to do all the same stuff I'm doing. But a Samurai, I have to look it up. But a Samurai must be a little bit lighter than this. It's got to be 400 or 500 pounds lighter, I would think. But I'm not 100% sure. But that might be a good way to go. It's definitely got a lighter engine and it's got a smaller transmission. Yeah, I bet it's 400 or 500 pounds lighter. I'm going to take this one over to the logging scales and see exactly what it is, and get a calculation, and I'll put it up somewhere so everybody has an idea. Have a good summer or spring. It's beautiful out here.